Max, can I ask you something a little embarrassing?
That's never a good opening. But go ahead.
How many times have you said, okay, starting Monday, new me, healthy life, early mornings, no sugar, gym every day?
Please stop. You're describing every January of my life.
Every January. And then by Wednesday, you're eating biscuits at midnight and telling yourself you'll start again next Monday.
The next Monday, that never comes. I know that Monday very well. We are very close, that Monday and I. We just never actually meet.
Okay, so today we are talking about that. The gap between wanting healthy habits and actually building them. Welcome to Real Life English, the podcast. I'm Emma.
And I'm Max. And today's episode is Healthy Habits to Change Your Life.
And we want to say something before we go in. This is not a fitness lecture. We are not going to tell you to wake up at 4 a.m. and drink green smoothies.
Because neither of us does that. And we refuse to pretend otherwise.
This is a real, honest conversation about the small things that actually work. The habits that two very normal people actually manage to build and keep.
And while we talk, you are going to pick up natural English expressions about health, body, routine, and daily life, all inside a real conversation. No grammar exercises, no boring drills.
Today is for B1 and B2 learners, but honestly, all levels are very welcome here.
And if this is your first time with us, welcome. We are very happy you found us. Please hit subscribe so you never miss an episode.
And here is your comment homework for today. Tell us, what is one healthy habit you are trying to build right now? Just one sentence in English. We read every single comment, and we love hearing from you.
Okay, let's start with the honest question. Why do most healthy habits fail?
Oh, this is a topic I have strong feelings about.
I could tell. Your face just changed.
Because I failed at so many habits before I figured out what actually works. And I think most people fail for the same reason.
Which is?
They try to change everything at once. New diet, new sleep schedule, new workout routine, new morning ritual, all starting on the same Monday.
The famous Monday, where everything begins and nothing survives until Friday.
Exactly. And the problem is, your brain and your body are creatures of habit. Creatures of habit means beings that are deeply attached to familiar patterns and routines and resist sudden change.
So when you suddenly change everything, your brain says, wait, this is too different. I don't like this. Let's go back to what we know.
And what we know is the sofa and the biscuits.
The sofa and the biscuits always win in that fight.
Always. So the secret, and this sounds boring, but it is genuinely true, is tiny changes. One at a time. So small that your brain barely notices.
I want to share something here because I think it will help people listening.
Go ahead.
About 2 years ago, I was in a really bad routine. I was sleeping terribly, eating at random times, not moving my body at all. And I kept telling myself, I need to fix all of this.
The fix everything at once trap.
Exactly. And every time I tried, I lasted maybe 4 days and then completely fell apart. And I felt worse than before, because now I also felt like a failure.
Yes, The guilt on top of the original problem.
And then someone told me something very simple. They said, just pick one thing, the smallest possible thing, and do only that for 1 month.
Just one thing.
Just one. And I chose drinking a glass of water when I wake up. That's it. Before coffee, before my phone, before anything, 1 glass of water.
That sounds almost too simple.
That's what I thought. But here is what happened. After 2 weeks of doing that one tiny thing every morning, I started to feel like someone who has a morning routine, like a person who takes care of themselves a little.
And that feeling, that identity shift, that is so powerful.
Yes. And then naturally, not because I forced it, I started adding a small walk. Just 10 minutes. Because I already felt like the kind of person who does healthy things in the morning.
So the first habit opened the door for the second one.
Exactly. 1 glass of water opened a door I had been trying to kick down for 2 years.
I love that. And I think a lot of people listening right now are nodding because they recognize that feeling. Trying to kick down a door that only opens from the inside.
So, what was your experience? Because I know you have a whole story about this too.
Oh, I have several failed experiments to report.
Okay. Tell me the most embarrassing one first.
Okay. So about 3 years ago, I decided I was going to become a morning person.
Immediately, I am worried for you.
As you should be. I set my alarm for 5:30 a.m. I had a whole plan, yoga, journaling, healthy breakfast, all before 8 a.m.
The full lifestyle transformation package.
The full package. Day 1, I woke up at 5:30. I was absolutely exhausted, but I did it. I felt proud.
That first day energy is real.
Day 2, 5:30. Harder, but still okay. Day 3, I hit snooze. Hit snooze means you press the button to delay your alarm, to buy yourself a few more minutes of sleep. I hit snooze 4 times and woke up at 7:45 feeling terrible about myself.
The snooze button. The enemy of all morning routines.
My greatest enemy. And the yoga mat was still rolled out in the corner of my room, just looking at me, judging me.
The silent judgment of the yoga mat.
So much judgment in such a small mat, and I kept trying and failing and trying and failing until I just gave up completely. Went back to waking up at 7:30 and feeling like a failure every morning.
So what changed?
I stopped trying to become a different person and started just making my actual mornings a little better.
That's a beautiful shift.
Instead of 5:30 a.m. yoga, I just said, okay, I wake up at 7:30 anyway. Can I make those first 30 minutes feel good instead of rushed and chaotic? Chaotic means completely disorganized, full of confusion and disorder.
So you worked with your real life instead of fighting against it.
Exactly. And my first small habit was no phone for the first 10 minutes after I wake up. That's it. Just 10 phone-free minutes.
That sounds easy, but I think it's actually quite hard.
It is hard. Because the phone is right there and your hand just reaches for it automatically. Automatically means without thinking, without making a conscious decision, just by habit.
Like your hand has its own brain.
Completely its own brain. A very bad brain that wants Instagram at 7:31 in the morning.
The Instagram brain. I know it well.
But I kept those 10 minutes phone free. I would just lie there, breathe, look at the ceiling, think about nothing particularly important.
And how did that feel?
Strange at first, almost uncomfortable, because I was so used to filling every second with something. Filling every second means never allowing empty time, always consuming something.
And when you took away the filling, you had to just be there with yourself.
Yes. And slowly, that 10 minutes became the part of my morning I loved the most. It became my quiet space before the noise started.
I think there are people listening right now who really need to hear that. That doing nothing is not wasting time. Sometimes doing nothing is the most important thing you can do.
Yes. And from that one small habit, the phone-free 10 minutes, I started adding other things. A stretch here, a proper breakfast there. Very slowly, very gently.
So you built a routine the way you build a house. One brick at a time.
One brick at a time. Not the whole house on Monday.
Never the whole house on Monday. And while you were building your morning brick by brick, what about food? Because I feel like that is where most people struggle the most.
Oh, food is a whole separate conversation.
Let's have it then. Because I have my own complicated relationship with food and healthy eating.
Tell me. Be honest.
Okay. Honestly, I used to eat very impulsively. Impulsively means making decisions suddenly without planning or thinking, just acting on whatever you feel in that moment.
What does impulsive eating look like for you?
I would work for 3 or 4 hours, forget to eat, then suddenly be absolutely starving. Starving means extremely hungry, the kind of hungry where you feel weak and cannot think clearly.
And when you are that hungry,
You eat whatever is closest and fastest. Which was never a salad.
never in the history of extreme hunger has anyone reached for a salad.
The salad is never the answer when you're starving. So I would eat something heavy and fast and then feel terrible for the rest of the afternoon. Sluggish. Sluggish means slow, heavy, low energy, like your body is working harder than it should just to move.
The post-lunch crash.
The worst. And I knew I needed to change this, but every time I tried to meal prep, prepare meals in advance so you always have something healthy ready, every time I tried, I would spend 2 hours on a Sunday cooking everything and then eat the same sad chicken and rice for 5 days.
The sad meal prep chicken. Everyone who has tried meal prep knows this chicken.
The loneliest chicken in the world. By Wednesday, I couldn't look at it anymore.
So what actually worked for you in the end?
Something much simpler. I just made sure there was always fruit on my desk. That's it. Not a whole meal plan, just fruit. Visible, accessible, right there.
So when the hunger hit,
The fruit was already there. And I would eat it before I got to the starving stage, which meant I made better choices when I did eat a proper meal.
one bowl of fruit changed your whole eating pattern.
One bowl. And it cost almost nothing and took no preparation whatsoever.
This is exactly what I mean about small habits. They seem almost too small to matter. And then they change everything quietly from the inside.
Okay, let's talk about the habit that I think is the most underrated, Underrated means not appreciated or valued as much as it deserves to be.
Which one?
Sleep.
Oh, yes. I have a lot of feelings about sleep.
Most people treat sleep like the thing you do when everything else is finished.
Like sleep is the leftovers of the day.
Exactly. Work first, social media second, Netflix third, and then sleep gets whatever hours are left, which is usually not enough.
And I was absolutely that person. I used to pride yourself on something means to feel proud of something as a personal quality or achievement. I used to pride myself on functioning on 5 or 6 hours of sleep.
Like it was a badge of honor.
Like being tired proved I was working hard and living a full life.
Which is such a strange thing we do to ourselves.
So strange. And then I read something that genuinely scared me. That chronic sleep deprivation, chronic means happening repeatedly over a long period of time, that chronic sleep deprivation affects your memory, your mood, your immune system, your weight, your decision-making.
Everything essentially.
Everything. Your brain literally cannot clean itself properly without enough sleep. There is an actual system in your brain that removes waste products while you sleep, and it only works properly in deep sleep.
So not sleeping enough is like never taking out the rubbish.
Exactly that. The rubbish just builds up.
That image is going to stay with me forever.
Good. Let it haunt you into going to bed earlier.
I want to push back on one thing here, though.
Go ahead.
I think the advice to sleep more is easy to give and hard to follow. Some people genuinely cannot sleep even when they try. They lie there for hours and their brain will not switch off.
That is a completely fair point. And I think that is where sleep hygiene comes in. Sleep hygiene means the habits and behaviors around bedtime that help your brain prepare for sleep.
Like not looking at your phone right before bed.
Which is the hardest one. Because your phone is right there.
The Instagram brain again.
Always. But even just reading for 10 minutes instead of scrolling, the difference in how quickly you fall asleep is remarkable. Remarkable means noticeably different, surprisingly significant.
I tried this, and I genuinely could not believe the difference. I went from lying awake for 40 minutes to falling asleep in about 10.
Because reading slows your brain down. Scrolling speeds it up.
So your brain arrives at bedtime already running and then wonders why it can't stop.
Exactly. You've been feeding it stimulation. Stimulation means things that excite and activate your brain, right up until you close your eyes and then expect it to immediately go quiet.
That is not how brains work.
That is very much not how brains work. And the other habit that transformed my sleep? A consistent bedtime, not always the same hour, but within the same 30-minute window every night.
Your body has an internal clock, and when you keep a consistent schedule, that clock gets stronger. So you start to feel sleepy at the right time naturally.
Yes. Your body starts doing the work for you. Instead of you trying to force sleep, your body starts pulling you toward it.
Which is a much nicer experience.
So much nicer. And here's the thing that most people miss about sleep as a healthy habit. When you sleep well, every other healthy habit becomes easier.
You make better food choices. You have more energy to move. You are less irritable. Irritable means easily annoyed or frustrated, quick to feel upset.
Everything connects. Sleep is not just one habit on the list. Sleep is the foundation that all the other habits rest on. Let's talk about something interesting, because the conversation around healthy habits looks very different around the world.
In some countries, the wellness industry is enormous. Apps, supplements, fitness coaches, meditation retreats. It is a multi-billion-dollar business.
And sometimes that makes healthy living feel like something only certain people can afford. Organic food, gym memberships, fancy equipment.
But the habits that actually make the biggest difference in people's lives, they are almost all free.
Sleeping enough is free. Drinking water is free. Walking is free. Eating a little less processed food is actually cheaper.
And spending time with people you love, which is one of the strongest predictors of long-term health and happiness, completely free.
There is actually a famous long-term study from Harvard, one of the longest studies on human happiness ever done, and the number one finding was that close relationships protect our health more than almost anything else.
Not money, not status, not the perfect diet. Relationships.
Connection. Belonging. Feeling that someone genuinely knows you and cares about you.
If you are listening from anywhere in the world, South Asia, the Middle East, Africa, Latin America, places where community and family are still deeply central to daily life,
you might already have one of the most powerful healthy habits built into your culture.
and sometimes we don't see the value of what we already have because we are too busy looking at what we think we're missing.
That is such an important thing to say. The wellness industry sells you solutions to problems you might not actually have.
While the thing that is genuinely protecting your health, your grandmother's Sunday lunch, your neighbor who always checks on you, your friend who calls when things are hard,
that is not in any app. And it cannot be purchased.
wherever you are listening from, look around at what is already there. The healthy habits might be closer than you think. All right, here is your practical framework for today. We are calling it the One Habit Method, and it has 4 steps.
4 steps. And they are simple enough to remember without writing anything down.
Step 1. Choose one. Just one habit, the smallest one you can think of. Not a habit you think you should have, a habit you actually want.
The difference matters. Should habits never stick. Want habits have a chance.
Step 2. Attach it. Connect your new habit to something you already do every day. This is called habit stacking. Habit stacking means linking a new habit to an existing one so it happens automatically.
For example, after I make my morning coffee, I drink 1 glass of water first. The coffee is already happening, the water just joins it.
Or, after I sit down at my desk, I spend 2 minutes writing one thing I want to do today. The sitting down is already happening. The writing joins it.
Step 3. Make it tiny. So small that on your worst, most tired, most unmotivated day, you can still do it. Because doing it badly is still doing it.
1 minute of stretching counts. 1 deep breath counts. 1 glass of water counts. Small is not nothing. Small is the beginning of everything.
Step 4. Notice it. After you do your tiny habit, pause for 5 seconds and notice that you did it. Say to yourself, I did that. That was me.
Because every time you acknowledge a small, healthy choice, you are telling your brain, this is who I am. And your brain starts to believe it.
Let's hear some real examples. Imagine someone called Santa. She wants to drink more water. Her tiny habit, 1 glass of water right after she brushes her teeth in the morning. Already attached, already tiny, already doable on the worst day of the week.
Or imagine someone called David. He wants to move his body more but hates the gym. His tiny habit, after he closes his laptop at the end of the workday, he stands up and walks around his home for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. The laptop closing was already happening. The walk just joins it.
Or maybe you, right now. Think of one tiny habit, something so small it almost feels too easy. Attach it to something you already do. And tomorrow morning, just do it once.
1 time. That is all. Just once. And then notice it.
Because noticing is how once becomes twice. And twice becomes always. Okay, word tour time. This is where we slow down and walk through some of the best words and expressions from today's conversation. Max, you want to start?
Let's go. First one. Creatures of habit. This means people or beings that are deeply attached to familiar routines and resist change. Example 1. We are all creatures of habit. That is why changing a routine takes time and patience. Example 2. She realized she was such a creature of habit that even small changes made her feel uncomfortable. Did you catch that one earlier when we used it?
Next, hit snooze. To press the button on your alarm that stops the sound and makes it ring again a few minutes later. Example 1. I hit snooze 3 times this morning and arrived at work just barely on time. Example 2. He tries not to hit snooze anymore because he says it actually makes him more tired. Did you hear that one?
Chaotic. Completely disorganized, full of confusion and disorder. Example 1. My mornings used to be so chaotic that I would leave the house without eating anything. Example 2. The office felt chaotic after the system crashed and nobody could access their files. Did you catch that?
Automatically. Without thinking, without making a conscious decision, just by habit. Example 1. My hand automatically reaches for my phone the moment I wake up. I am trying to change that. Example 2. After a few weeks, the new habit started happening automatically without any effort. Did you hear that one?
Impulsively. Making decisions suddenly without planning or thinking, just acting on whatever you feel in the moment. Example 1. I used to eat impulsively when I was stressed, not because I was hungry, but because it felt comforting. Example 2. She bought the shoes impulsively and then felt guilty about it for a week. Did you catch that?
Starving. Extremely hungry. The kind of hungry where you feel weak, unable to think clearly, and you would eat almost anything. Example 1. By lunchtime, I was absolutely starving because I had skipped breakfast. Example 2. Never go food shopping when you are starving. Everything looks good, and you buy things you don't need. Did you hear that one?
Sluggish. Slow, heavy, low energy, like your body is working harder than it should just to move or think. Example 1. I always feel sluggish in the afternoon if I eat a heavy lunch. Example 2. The cold weather made everyone feel sluggish and unmotivated in the morning. Did you catch that?
Underrated. Not appreciated or valued as much as it truly deserves to be. Example 1. Sleep is the most underrated health habit. Everyone knows they need it, but almost nobody prioritizes it. Example 2. Walking is completely underrated as a form of exercise. It is gentle, free, and genuinely good for you. Did you hear that one?
Remarkable. Noticeably different. Surprisingly significant. Something that genuinely stands out. Example 1. The difference in my energy after 1 week of better sleep was remarkable. I felt like a different person. Example 2. She made remarkable progress in her English just by listening to podcasts during her commute. Did you catch that?
And our last word, habit stacking. Linking a new habit to an existing one so the new habit happens automatically as part of a chain. Example 1. I used habit stacking to add stretching to my morning right after I brush my teeth. Example 2. Habit stacking works. Because your brain already has a strong pathway for the existing habit, the new one just rides along. Did you catch that one?
We are at the end. And I want to say something that I think is important to hear.
Go ahead.
Building healthy habits is not about becoming a different person. It is about taking slightly better care of the person you already are.
You do not need to wake up at 5 a.m. You do not need to give up everything you enjoy. You do not need to be perfect.
You just need one small thing, done consistently, over time.
1 glass of water. 10 phone-free minutes. A piece of fruit on your desk. 10 minutes of walking after work. Reading instead of scrolling before bed.
Any one of those things, done every day, will quietly change something in how you feel. Not all at once, but gradually, gently. Really.
And gradually is enough. Gradually is actually better than dramatically, because gradually lasts.
Your comment homework for today. What is one healthy habit you are trying to build right now? Write it in English in the comments. Just one sentence. We read every single one, and it always makes our day.
And if this episode gave you something useful today, share it with one person. Just one. Someone who is also trying to take a little better care of themselves.
Because we could all use a little reminder that small things count.
Small things always count. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I'm Emma.
And I'm Max. Take care of yourself just a little more today than yesterday, and we will see you in the very next episode.
Bye!
Bye for now.